Well, apparently Kitty's just not in the mood for kitty treats today, so. Lost your income today, Kitty. Or he's protesting because I forgot to feed him last night on the stream. I don't know. But anyway, greetings and welcome back to Switched to Linux. We are going to be talking today about Google, the Android, and the EU. So it'll be an exciting show today, and this is kind of the 90 days after the rollout of the Google Antitrust. And so we're going to bring it up to speed and then talk about what Google is going to do with Android going forward in the coming months. And so let's go ahead and jump on into the comments first. So greetings, everybody. Lamarck, hello there. Is it possible Android completely free from Google? Yes. Lineage. There's no Google on this. I've been searching. It seems Android isn't completely open source due to Google proprietary stuff. If you install Lineage without Google apps, some Google stuff will be in there. Well, Android open source project is a Google project, but there is nothing that is closed source that we don't know what it does that you can't be removed. And that's basically what happens is you've taken out all of the proprietary stuff, all the callbacks, all that type of stuff. That's what Lineage does. But Android is a Google product. So no, Android can never be completely on Google because Android is Google. But the question is, to what integration do you have with the Google services and things like that? How much does it check home and things like that? And so that is kind of the thing that they say. Okay, so others say that Android without Google becomes useless, and I completely disagree. Android need Google Play services to mostly open applications and games. Without it, your phone will be, quote, broken. Not necessarily. Let's see if I can fix my color a little bit. If I turn on my main light, then I will look like I'll be too dark. But if I turn the light off, I'll also be too dark. Let me see if I can do some color correction now here. There's that. There's that. Ah! All right. Hey, I look more human that way. There you go. All right. Okay, let's see. Ubuntu Touch is basically Android without Google stuff. Well, Ubuntu Touch is built essentially the same way that Lineage is and other ones, but, you know. May not be able to make the stream. All right, Noah, we'll see ya. Yu-Gi-Oh! How's it going, sir? I think Ubuntu Touch is now dead, but it's been resurrected in UBport project, not officially endorsed or blessed by Canonical. Yeah, UBport was, UBport took over Ubuntu Touch, and it's actually going to be one of the options that you can have in your Purism phone. Let me move my mic closer. I realized my mic was so far away. Whoa, that's probably better. Yeah, I almost didn't make the time today. I just decided to have breakfast, and so that took a while. So we're still getting set up. All right. Winamp is back to kick some more Llama Heine. That's right. Yeah, I don't care that much because Spotify's way better. Okay, you can use Android, Google Free. I'm doing it right now. Yes, I am as well. I don't think I'm leaving Arch anytime soon. Hey, man, as long as it's working, don't leave it behind. If it's working, it works. Gonna cry when Google kills Android, replaces it with their own proprietary OS, Fuchsia, in a few years because of the EU antitrust issue. Yep. Neither am a huge fan of static distros anymore. I'm quite happy with Solus and Plasma 5. All right. With Arch, I've learned more about computers and have to deal with any other distro. Yep. That's the good thing. Arch OpenSUSE is also really good for that. All right. Thing about Arch, I've learned if you're doing everything the Arch way, you're probably robbing yourself a great computer learning experience. If you don't do everything the Arch way, you're robbing yourself a great computer experience. Samsung Galaxy 9 for the win. Hey, man, on a 36-month payment plan? Absolutely. Any thoughts on Blackberry with Android? No, I really haven't seen Blackberry and Android. I can tell you that the Android, is it Blackberry 10? Whatever that Android OS was, holy man, that was the worst phone OS I've ever seen in my life. Blackberry it's a zombie at this point. It's died and been resurrected several times. It's like Frankenstein. I guess it's Motorola's slogan or something, but I'm behind on the smartphone business. Yeah, Android will die when Fuchsia comes. No, I think it's just going to be... I think it'll probably get better because it'll be snagged up by somebody, not Google, and it's going to fork out and then probably be its own completely separate thing. So we'll have the pure Linux operating system, then we'll have the de-Googlified Android operating system. Let's see. Richard Addison is smartphone illiterate. All right. Hello, Quint. Greetings, or hello, y'all. It's been suggested that Google will replace Android with Fuchsia because they've been taken to court by the EU. No, it's been in their plan to replace it with Fuchsia long before the EU case. And that's the thing, is Fuchsia's not open source. Manufacturers will have to purchase a license from Google User OS now. All right. No such thing. The best you can do to use Lineage without Google Apps or Lineage is with Micro G, but it won't completely remove Google. Android isn't completely open source due to Google. Yeah. Android itself isn't bad. The Google Pro monopoly practices is what made it bad. I think the EU could as well sue Microsoft, but it's too deep in government's IT to mess with them. Yeah, Microsoft might just go, flick, and they're done. The manufacturers have to purchase a license from Google. Yes, that is what we're going to cover today, all the fine details of that. All right. All right. Now, Fuchsia will not be open source. Fuchsia is closed source, for sure. Okay, only signed into the YouTube account. I don't use it for anything else. Yep. And that's the way to do it, you know? See, it's like, we don't necessarily need to be completely anti-Google. It's you just use it for what it needs to be used for. Let's see. Downloaded 2 games off Steam last night. Oh, we switch back to the dumb phone. Do you really need a smartphone? Probably not. Sudo apt install kitty. Yes, sudo apt kitty, come back. I interrupted it in the middle of breakfast. That's kind of the problem. I don't trust Chromium. Yeah. Why should I trust anything from Google? F-droid is very limited, but it's open source at least. Yep. Takes Tom's cat on my lab now. Picked a very bleepy phone just to call and save money. But to get G-apps on F-droid, you need Yelp or Aurora. Yeah, I don't bother. If it's not available on F-droid or as a download of APK, I don't bother with it. I just don't. All right. All right, let's see. Let's see if I can scan through here real quick. Hey, pizza's back. Pizza. All right. What do you think of YouTube Premiere thing? Stupid. Adonis, hello. I don't remember seeing you before, so greetings. Just run stock and remove Google apps. Yeah, the funny thing about Google with all this fun stuff is the Google phones are the best phones because you can open them up a lot easier. Except, of course, I think the Pixel 3 had some weird... Well, that was just with Verizon, though. But, yeah, the Google phones, you can open them up better. There's more ROM options better. Of course, it's always lags when they come out, but, you know. Alexa is the demon itself. Alexa, order unicorn meat. Confirm. Google is far worse than Microsoft, despite Microsoft's being incredibly evil. Yep, Google has their tentacles in everything. Microsoft is trying to grow their tentacles in everything, but, you know, that's the thing. If you ever buy a Purism phone, we use Pure OS, UV ports, or Plasma. I would probably use Plasma Mobile. I am doing well. I think CJ is doing well. He's just still having breakfast. You install Lineage on the Purism phone? Probably not, because Purism phone is designed to run pure Linux, not Android. But I don't know for sure. Somebody who's more knowledgeable can probably answer that better than I can. About a tutorial on de-Googling a device. I did a tutorial on de-Googling a device. Find it on my channel. It's called De-Googlifying a Nexus 5X. And if one of the mods can find that and paste the link in, that would be cool. Blackberry OS X sucked. The Windows Phone had the best UI. I agree. Like Windows 10, like Windows UI was the best on any smartphone I've ever seen. Loved the UI. I just didn't like how unstable this stupid thing was. It's kind of crazy. Check out Yelp. Lets you download Play Stores without a Google account. I'll look at it, but I probably won't download it because I pretty much have this idea that if I can't download it directly from f-droid or as a direct APK, I'm not interested in it. It's kind of like that, my version of no tux, no bucks. No EPK, no download for you. Who is CJ? CJ is my cat who does not apparently want to be on the video today, but I'm sure he'll make an appearance before too long. Hello, Saddleridge. Greetings to you. All right, we're going to leave our comments there, and let's go ahead and chat about this. So, of course, this deals with the Google antitrust issue, and let me write down when my video starts. Okay, so this relates to the Google antitrust that came out about 90 days ago, because when the ruling came down, they had 90 days to announce something different. So Google has brought in some new plans, and they are set to be valid for the user agreements October 29th, and any phones shipping by February 1st, 2019 will have to comply to these rules in the EU. So basically, the antitrust had to deal with one key issue, in my opinion, and it was an issue that absolutely had to be changed. Is that any phone manufacturer who wanted to use any Google services at all could not in any way have any other device that did not have Google services. That is the core of the antitrust, and in my opinion, that needed to go away. Now, what people are saying is they have developed so much of an ecosystem that nobody downloads anything. Well, that's called a stupid user problem. In my opinion, the biggest problem we have is phone manufacturers that do not allow us to unlock our devices and put our own custom ROMs on it. That's the bigger problem. I don't think it's a Google problem at all, except for that one line in their contract that prevented a Google any manufacturer with any Google devices on one phone had to have it on all of their devices. That is a problem. Because if said manufacturer, just say Samsung, because they're the biggest Android phone manufacturers. So Samsung comes down and they say, well, we realize most people really want the Googleified version of the phone, so we're going to sell you the full-on Android with complete Google Play services, Google Play Store, Chrome, Search, all this other stuff. Now, nothing in the contract prevented them from adding other stuff. So if Samsung had its own search, its own browser, its own music app, its own whatever, they were perfectly allowed to sideload those with Google, but Google services had to be there. But the contract prevented Samsung from saying, okay, we want to have a phone that is either completely open source, bare bones for people on a tight budget that only want to pay a couple $100 and there's no Google services, there's no anything else. This gave them the ability to produce a phone that did just that. So somebody would say, well, I would like a phone. I don't want Google services. So then you get Samsung phone, and maybe it has Samsung browser, Samsung search, Samsung store, Samsung X, Y, or Z. Or maybe it just had nothing, and you had to download something like f-droid or whatever else. The contracts prevented them from doing that. So if Samsung wanted Google on any device, they had to have Google on every device. That was the core of the antitrust, which needed to be changed. Now, some people, such as the kind of the person at the EU kind of in charge of these things, are actually bumbling idiots. And I found this wonderful clip from PBS NewsHour. Have a look at this imbecility.
Well, we all download a lot of apps. This is why if you have an Android phone, you like the Play Store because you want to download games or weather apps or traffic apps or whatever is your liking. But there are some sort of very fundamental apps that we all like. And when it comes to search and when it comes to the browser, well, we might download something else, but the fact is that we don't. only in 1% of users have downloaded another search app, and only 10% of users has downloaded another browser app. So you see, even though we might do it, we don't.
Okay, we might do it, but we don't. This is Google's problem, how? I just don't see it. Now, of course, she goes on to explain further that, yeah, this is because this is the Google ecosystem has gathered such a tight throat, but nobody knows to, or wants to install anything else. Guys, that's not antitrust. Antitrust is saying if you want any device with Google services, you have to have all of your device with Google services. That is grounds for antitrust. But Google Play services, whether you like it or whether you don't, it does allow you to install different search options. It allows you to install different browsers. It allows you to do different things. This is not Google's problem. This is a stupid user problem. And this is why EU has its head so far up its Ars Technica that they just, all they smell is crazy. Because it's like, ooh, only 1% of people download another browser. Well, as long as you're not preventing it from happening, that's no problem. It's the same issue why I really like GDPR, except for that whole cookie part. Guys, the cookies are controlled by my computer. I can set my computer to not accept cookies, to erase all cookies, to accept them and clear them on each tab. I can set my computer to do whatever the cookies I want. If I don't do that, that's my problem. Why don't you do a better job of educating people that you can install Firefox or multiple other web browsers on a Google device? Okay? Because on a Google device, like this Lineage, I have 4 browsers installed on this. I think actually I might have 5 now. Because I have the Tor browser bundle alpha version on there as well. So yeah, I have Firefox, I have Chromium, I have Firefox Clar, I have the built-in browser, and I have the Tor browser bundle. Like, why do you have so many? There's reasons I've explained why in other places. Now, my phone is an open source phone running Lineage with all side-loaded apps, but I got news for you. Most of those things can still be installed through the Google Play Store. Now, of course, the Google Play Store has Firefox Focus instead of Firefox Clar. Clar is the open source on that you get on f-droid. Focus is the one on the Play Store. It is the same app. I can get, of course, Chromium. I believe I can download, I know I can download it and sideload it. I'm not sure if it's on the Play Store. Of course, you can get Brave on the Play Store. So there are a lot of other browsers. This person sitting here saying that oh, we just don't because Google has done so much job of putting themselves in front of us, that's called good marketing. I'm not going to fault Google for that. If you want people to use services other than that, educate them better. The antitrust part was saying that if any of your phone line has Android options, all of them must. That is the antitrust, and that is the part that we needed to do away with. So that person being in mind, Google came out with its document this week, October 16th. Basically, in July, this came out. In July, our response to the European Commission's competition decision against Android, we said that rapid innovation, wide choice, and falling prices are classic hallmarks of robust competition, and Android has enabled all of them. And again, I'm going to disagree that Google did a lot of good for the world in every area on that mere basis. Because they did prevent people from having other options. They prevent people from having a Google line for people who like, I have nothing to hide. I don't mind running Google services. Hey, no problem. We got the Google version phone here. Fine. But for people that wanted something without all the Google services, it prevented the phone manufacturers from doing that. And that is what EU says stifled innovation. And they were 100% right. All right. So we believe Android has created more choice, not less. And to a degree, I agree. So they, filed an appeal. But regardless, at the same time, we're working on how to comply with the decision, and we have now informed European Commission of the changes we will make. So 3 core changes they're making. First, updating the compatibility agreements. Actually, before I dive into these, I need to identify what this meant. Basically, in the Android agreement that a manufacturer had used, you had your Google Play services and then you had your Search and Chrome. The reason those were separated is because Search and Chrome is where Google makes the majority of their income. And manufacturers did not have to pay any license fees because they pre-bundled these devices as the defaults on their phones. But not only that, not only Google gets profit from these, but when you are on your Samsung phone and you use Google search for something, the revenue that's generated is split between Google and Samsung. Okay, that's an important distinction. So first, we've updated the compatibility agreements with mobile device makers that set out how Android is used to develop smartphones and tablets. Going forward, Android partners wishing to distribute Google apps may also build non-compatible or forked smartphones and tablets for the EU, basically European Economic Area, which means it's a bummer for me because I will still be forced into Google phones locked down with Google services. But you guys over there across the pond, you have the ability to get your devices now without Google services. So in EU, you have the ability now to get Google, a Google-ified phone or a non-Google-ified phone. This is good. Frankly, United States need to follow suit and do the same thing to give us, guess what, people? Options. That's what Google has stifled in us, is options. Because I might want to buy a Samsung phone all curated with a Samsung Play Store, a Samsung browser, a Samsung stuff. I wouldn't, personally. But I appreciate the fact that another company could come up with that option, and that is exactly what Google is preventing happening. So yes, antitrust is still occurring here, but we have such a pro-corporatocracy system over here in the United States. Companies can literally get away with murder, and generally they do. So if you don't see me doing a show for a couple, no, all right. So second thing that they've changed, device manufacturers will be able to license Google Mobile Application Suite separate from Google Search and Google Browser, since the pre-install of Google Search and Chrome together with our other apps held the fund development and free distribution. So in other words, having the Google Search and the Chrome browser is what drove the costs. All of those other accessories, the Google Music, the Google Maps, the Google, all the other stuff, didn't necessarily bring in the revenue for Google. And so what happens now is that a phone manufacturer can choose to have all of the things in Google except Search and Chrome. And so if they do that, there will be a licensing fee for that. So, so they're separating out the things that make the money, and let's see, so that helped them fund the free distribution. So we will introduce a new paid licensing agreement. So this is up to $40 per device. And it comes down, actually, the most hilarious thing they're using to determine is the phone pixel density. Probably because the pixel density will dictate the basic price of the phone. So it's basically a tax on the price of the phone. So anything with the higher DPIs will be up to $40 per device. And then, you know, $20 for less, and then the smallest pixel densities is like 10 or something. There's some devices, I think it might be tablets, that go down as far as $2.50. But basically what happens, what happens here is Google will now have the ability to package a phone without any Google services at all. You can get all of the apps for Google except Search and Chrome, in which case you'll have to pay the licensing fee. And guess what, guys? The manufacturer is not going to pay the licensing fee. You are. And you're not going to pay exactly what licensing fee is. They're going to do what the rest of business does. They're going to tack a percentage fee onto it. All right, it's costing us $40 per device that ships with Google's Play services on it. All right, that means let's just go ahead and charge an extra 100. I don't know, that sounds about good. Maybe 80. Double the price, whatever. Means that they'll make more money. You'll still get the stuff that you get, and then chances are you're just going to go to the Play Store and download Chrome and search on it anyway. And then, in which case, guess what? The manufacturer doesn't get anything from that. Now Google gets all the profits. So this is a win for Google. Now, they also will have the third option, will offer separate licenses for Google Search and Chrome. And guess what? If the manufacturer decides that this particular device is going to have all the Google Play services, including Search and Chrome, Google is going to pay the licensing fee. And guess what? The manufacturer still gets a cut on the search revenue. So effectively, nothing's going to change. Other than the fact that the people, the few people like us who are privacy centric and want a device without Google services, we will now finally in the EU be able to buy a device without Google services. That's a win. Now let's spread that to the rest of the world. But for the mass population that's like, man, I got nothing to hide. You guys, you're just going to go for the other phone anyway because it's going to be cheaper for you because Google's paying the licensing fee. The phone manufacturer is going to be all the same. They're going to get around the antitrust issue and nothing is really going to change except we're all going to be paying a little bit more for devices in the EU. But at least we'll have the option to have the privacy-centered device, and so that's actually a good thing. So that's effectively what's happening. You can either get it without any Google, you can get it with the Google services outside of Play and Chrome, but you'll be paying an extra licensing fee, or you can get everything bundled together, in which case Google's going to pay the licensing fee, and basically it's going to be business as usual. So you'll have the three different options. We'll also offer new commercial agreements to partners for the non-exclusive pre-installation and placement of Google Search and Chrome. As before, competing apps may be pre-installed alongside. So that's never changed. Let's see. These new licensing options will come into effect October 29th. And I read in other places that by February 1st, 2019 is when all new devices will be under this full compliance. So that is what's happening with Google, Android, and the EU. All right, let's see. Let's go back to comments there. I saw Serge jumped on. Greetings, Serge. Let's see. Not smartphone illiterate, but it creates more problems than it solves. And yeah, Plasma Mobile. Yeah, I like KDE. Because my options are an Ubuntu, a GNOME, or a KDE. I'm frankly on a smartphone. I don't think it'd really make the difference. I just like the KDE platform best of all those systems, and so I would use that because I figured more support for them. Thanks for the link, Pizza. I think that's the de-Googlified Nexus. All right, I feel like I can use Yelp and Aurora with good conscience because at least I'm a dummy Google account not tied to the apps. There you go. Yep, that's good. All right, yeah, going Google free was much easier than I anticipated. Yep. It is. Are you going to talk about the European Union? That thought would be interesting for an American. Yep. All right. Yes, Yelp is on f-droid. Lets you download Google Play stores without needing an account. Hello, Daniel. Greetings. I had a Windblows phone. Stable? What is stable? Reboot? Sometimes? Always pulled the battery. Had to hard reset. Mine did not have a replaceable battery. But yeah, I had a Nokia. I forget which one. That phone. It was one of my favorite phones. It was just unstable as all get out. And man, there were no apps available for it at that time either. Of course, I wouldn't touch a Windows phone these days with all the privacy collection they're into now, but that was before the whole Windows 10 snafu, of course. Google forcing people to use its apps by obligating phone manufacturers to put their software on Android. Great. Yes, it's good the European Union is looking into it. Hello, William Pye, and good evening or morning or afternoon or wherever you guys happen to be to you all. Okay, locking phones is ridiculous. It shouldn't happen. Your device, you should... Yeah, and that's the thing. And that is why, guess what? I buy Google phones. Because they're the easiest to unlock, the easiest to reset to manufacturer. So if I'm like, okay, I'm done with this phone. I'm going to upgrade to something better. And I want to just sell this back to somebody. I can very easily restock this back to Flash and Android back onto it, stock Android, and sell it as if it never had lineage on it. That's why I use Google devices, because they're good. And not only that, but the hardware is great. I've never had any issues with mine, and I enjoy it. It's a good device. Does everything I need it to do. Imagine if they lock your laptop and desktop. People, yeah, well, not really, because they do. But my Fedora is not a rolling release; it's a fixed release. All right, but updates itself a lot, I think is the point. But that's okay. He's like 14. Give him a break. All right. But yes, actually, though, Serge, correcting people on the terminology is always a good thing, too. So, thank you. Can't uninstall the garbage on Android. You also can't physically shut off the camera. Yep, I agree. With my Samsung, I had to root it and install a program to be able to turn off a lot of Google stuff. Reminds me of buying a new computer when you had to remove loads of bloatware. Yep. Oh, by the way, I didn't include it in the news yesterday, but Microsoft is now making more of the pre-installed apps uninstallable. But guess what, guys? Not Candy Crush! Will it ever die? Will Candy Crush ever die? What a brightly covered shirt. Thank you. Yes, this is my RF contributor code of conduct Linux sweatshirt. So I love it. It's awesome. It is super comfortable too. I'm typing on my phone and my dog attacked me. Uh-oh. Rough. Microphone should only come on when we make or receive calls. Yep. After you playing the video, stream started buffering and went down to 360. Really? Huh. Hello, Anarita. Greetings to you. I'm going to delete your comment. Oh, okay. You don't have to explain it, Quint. Just go ahead and delete them if they're not family friendly. If they're self-censoring themselves, generally I say that's okay, but that's okay. I mean, I missed it. Did it go away already? It must have gone away already. All right. European Union is globalism. Is it possible to brute force the Huawei bootloader and unlock it? I have no idea. Wah. Plus, users don't understand cookies, or also some time ago, serious problem with zombie cookies related to Flash. Yes, and that's, again, that's simply a consumer education problem. We used to call that an SUP, a stupid user problem. Still not seeing all the comments, even though live chat is on. Yeah, I still have top chat on because I always forget. I wish Google would have the ability. Oh, hey, Kitty wants to come back up. Hi, Kitty. Want to come back up? Say hi, peoples. Hi, peoples. Yeah. There you go. All right, let's see. All right, globalism is communism. Okay. Librem 5 when it comes out, and no other smartphone, then you'll have a choice to install a distro of your choice. Yep, there you go. Firefox Clara is my main browser. Yeah, the only downside I'm finding with Firefox Clara, with Orbot, is all of the Cloudflare stuff just doesn't like it. But if you're using, if you download the Tor browser alpha, it actually gets rid of all the Cloudflare crap. I still use Clara as my default browser, but any site I want to visit that I can't get to, I jump over to the Tor browser with. Does it have tabs? It doesn't. It used to have tabs, but it doesn't anymore. European Union is Onion is slowly rotting. Nice. Main reason is bureaucracy mess. Parts of Union are still good, but parts are separated from reality. Yeah. Bugs are not exactly security issues. There are no proof of any real attack on BSD. Problem, you can download any ISO Windows 10 and install it. Should automatically activate. If you want to be certain, just look up the key, which is locked to your motherboard. Difficult to launch and close tabs on Clara. Yeah, I mean, I think different versions have, because I know I ran Clara with various tabs on my previous build of Lineage, but this build, it doesn't. I don't have the ability to do that. Video of someone escaping North Korea. Uh-oh. Flash another ROM on your phone. Wrong with using Windows for gaming. Maybe PCIe Express eventually. Identity should be preserved. I'm against the open society concept. Yeah, that's the problem. We need to have an open society. All right, when Jeff Bezos leaks all of his personal information, then I'll agree, maybe. But maybe not. I want to use GPU pass-through for gaming because it's not worth it. Okay. Paris is not a French city anymore. What? Okay. Other apps didn't bring revenue because they were poorly used. Web browsers, most basic software used on a daily basis. Yep. What, an ISP absorbing some of your costs? No, whatever they get charged on taxes, they double it to pass it over to you. With decent CPU, you can get 95% performance on native Windows installs and games with non-HT quad-core or less. You're looking at 90% max. I can barely afford to get my current CPU last year. It's an i5 4th gen. Smash the like button, all. First generation Ryzen 7 is quite cheap now. The second generation has come out. Smash the like button, all. All right. Yeah, where'd I go? Lost my comments. All right. Well, 6 cores would be fine, though. Just isolate 4 of them for VM itself. Yeah, I give my VM 4 cores. 4 cores and 6 gigs of RAM right now. I'd like to push back up to 8, but I still haven't upgraded to the max amount of RAM I can fit on my board. I'm still running 16 gigs instead of 32. Ryzen 5, you get 6 cores, 12 threads. Yes, that is what I'm running right now. Let me pull up my system monitor. All right. So, yeah, here's my system monitor. So I'm running, you can see all 12 processing threads. So it's 6 cores, hyper-threaded. So it's 12 processing cores. So you can see I'm only using 3 gigs of memory right now. Processor looks like at Kitty. I need to see that percentage. 14%. So you can see what's going on there. So this is a Ryzen 5. Don't like quad cores for gaming these days. Really good games need 6 good cores for optimal performance. Google is paying the license. If Google is paying the license fee, it's because they will make more money back from your data. Yep. It's because Google is basically paying the fee if the phone manufacturers keep it exactly the way it is before their antitrust. All the antitrust did is give people another option, which is good. We need more options. I agree with that. And just the more options are going to cost you more money. So fines are a joke to those companies. We think of hundreds of millions of EUs a problem for those companies. Yep. No, I had a Nokia 822. Only had 1 gig of RAM, but smooth on an iPhone 7. Okay, amazing how lightweight Windows Phone is. Yep. Get pseudo privileges on Terminix without root on Android. EU is a bunch of unelected dictators. I'm in the United Kingdom. Google phones are so easily flashable, it isn't funny. Yeah, that's the thing. Google phones, very easy to flash them. Okay, of course not, but every company has a bottom line and every cost has to be accounted for. Yep. Gonna do another Google Hangout soon. Eventually. Quint says message retracted. All right. Okay. Don't know then. What is the model of your CPU, GPU? My GPU is a Radeon. Oh, I don't know. Radeon something. I have 4 gigs of onboard RAM. R70. I don't know. I forget. I have to go look at the box. I bought that thing so long ago. Talk about the woman's shirt on the video, but yeah, nice shirt, Tom. Oh, okay. In general, avoid Huawei phones. If you want to install custom ROMs, their recovery options are really bad. Okay. Sucks when you can't remove the battery, but it's with all new phones now. Yeah. I prefer calling it a ID10T. Problem spells out as... Tom hates Candy Crush almost as much as I do. Not being able to uninstall that crapware is ridiculous. That's like the thing's a zombie. I uninstalled it like 5 times last time I ran a Windows 10 machine. Excuse me, Windows 10 machine. Whoa. You can get rid of Candy Crush with Get Apex Package Candy Remove. Yeah, I actually ran a PowerShell command that got rid of everything Metro on the thing once. It was kind of fun. That killed all of it because I didn't want any of it. All of it was crap. Cannot install Linux Mint EFI boot problems. Any articles about this? I'm installing Linux Mint on EFI. Not sure. Give me more details. Kitty's back. Kitty Cam is back. Yes, Kitty Cam is back. I did pick up another one last week when I was out. Had a great lunch of soft tacos. Nice. Very good. No meat, though. No meat. Need some meat, man. Meat. I was thinking of doing a bacon chicken ranch wrap tonight, but maybe I'll do tacos instead. I still do have a little bit of salsa left that I need to use up. Maybe I'll do that. Okay, I haven't got into the BIOS to disable. Yeah, you might have to go into BIOS to disable Secure Boot. The Linux Mint does not support Secure Boot at this time. Tor on Android, just get Siphon. Free VPN. I use Tor. What are the puppies? Well, you can guess. Ooh, stinky. You have a YouTube channel. I don't think it has videos on the YouTube channel at this point in time. Planning on it, though. Windows 10, all you have to do is activate log into Google once. I have a laptop from HP. Disable in BIOS. A secure boot could easily install any Linux distro. Yep. If EU is rotten, then what's the state of the USA? Yeah, EU's rotten. USA is flat out festered. Corruption, little or no democracy. Yeah, the Democratic campaigners go like 11:30 or something. Ding dong. You know, it's like I go out like, yeah, campaigning for the Democrats. Go away. And by the way, I do the same for campaigning for Republicans. I'm an equal opportunity. I don't want either of you around me. The two-party system needs to go away. We need to do away with both Republican Party and Democratic Party. Period. Recommend delete Google. i5 first cheap emulation. What distro am I using? I am running Linux Mint Cinnamon. I think I'm still on Sarah 18.3. So love my setup. I set it up just like a Windows machine because I found that that is the absolute how I'm the most productive. I'm actually sporting on my media PC right now. I'm actually supporting Linux Mint Debian Edition. So I'll be doing a video about that tomorrow. And then we'll do the full review in a couple weeks. To be clear, I agree that the European Union has several problems. Mostly the lobbies and the diminishing democracy. Too big, too easily corrupt like Washington, D.C. Yep. Should I start doing live streams? Quint, I would start with doing some videos if you're wanting to get into this whole YouTube mess. Start by just doing some videos. Then when you have enough audience, do some live streams. If you start with little or no subscribers live streaming, you won't have anybody on the live streams. It'll be easier to just prep good videos to start. And then when you have enough subscribers to justify it, then go ahead and start doing some live streaming. Absolutely. Google Plus is finally dead. Yeah, one of my clients had a lot of links to Google Plus, and I need to get in there now and see if we can bring it back. Or just kill it with a stick. One of the two. I can't say much since I don't live there, but one pattern you see all over the world is democracy isn't any more rule of citizens. It's now an illusion to prevent people from starting riots. I agree. Yep. Are we talking about Android alternatives? Just found the stream. Yes, Jesse, we were talking about Android. Well, we were talking about the Android alternatives. or the Android EU antitrust decision and things like that. So Google's putting in some places that at least over there in the EU, you'll have more options other than, you know, just Google-based Android devices. As far as alternatives, I use Lineage because it works perfectly for what I need. So that's what I'm doing. Of course, I did a video in the past about how to put Lineage on your phone. So you can look up that video. I think someone put it in the pizza posted in the comments up above. All right. Serge, give him a break. I find it very good that he runs Fedora well. All right. Okay. What do you use for making your videos? Video editing, screen recording, and audio. I am using OBS to do my most of my videos are recorded with OBS because it allows me to have all my different setups and things. If I do a more scripted type videos, then you process all your audio through Audacity. And basically, I'm processing them with all of the things that you need to process and pass the requirements for audiobooks to make sure there's consistent volume, at least on those ones. And so, let's see. Video editing, I'm using Kdenlive. So Kdenlive for that. And I think that's pretty much about it. So OBS, Kdenlive. Of course, if I'm doing just easy screen recording type things, I use Simple Screen Recorder. So that's what I'm using. I rooted and installed Twerp on my tablets, installed the ROM, which got rid of the Samsung crap. Nice. Okay, Mint worked great on EFI. CentOS would only Mint worked great on EFI. CentOS would only install a legacy BIOS. Yeah, that's probably the case. You won't find, not every distro will install an EFI for sure. Hello, Stephen Anderson. Greetings. Democrat campaigners, what standpoints do they even use these days other than Trump being evil? I don't know. Maybe I should have talked to the guy. Adonis hates Linux Mint. That's okay. I don't mind. Thought the Green Party support FOSS. They might. I like Manjaro Mate a lot more. Oh, a lot. Yeah, Manjaro Mate is not bad. I'm not a huge fan of Mate. I don't hate it. There's nothing about it that excites me either. I don't know. You're happy to know that I ditched GNOME 3, but only because I found it easier. I found it was severely hampering performance in my games. Mate with the compositor disabled doesn't. Very good. EU be like, let's ruin everyone's fun. Let's ban memes and so on. Yep. Ghost BXD LXQT was fun. There you go. You hate Linux Mint? Well, I love it. Yeah, it's main OS. Yep. Hey, that's fine, man. That's cool. Use whatever distro you like. See you later, Quint. Memes ban is just a side effect of bad design. I don't eat meat at all. Better for the environment and for the animals. Just not better for our bodies, though. All right, if you're willing to and your distro supplies version 5.13 or higher, you should also try KDE. It's very lightweight RAM these days. Yep. At least LXQT is better than Lumina. False promises during the election time and compromising, not doing anything which they promised. Yes, that happens here. Democracy is still alive in Taiwan. Yeah, there we go. Murdering vegetation, not good. Does True OS break when you upgrade packages? I don't know. Heard about YouTube went down recently on one night. Someone made a funny illustration of what happened, but it's on Twitter, so it's nutshell. Shut down. It goes to shut down Google Plus. Yeah. Whoops! Wrong button. I really need to use another platform than YouTube because it will die. Then YouTube Red ads come in last minute, causing shut down YouTube to be pressed instead. Yeah. All right. Okay. Reason why I don't see the point in participating in elections, since there's no law that would force politics to complete their promises. Yep. Many plants grow better after their leaves have been cut by men or by animals. Eating dead plants is not bad. Well, neither is eating dead animals, because otherwise we'd have a major population crisis of the animals on our planet. But anyway, let's not get into the vegan, vegetarian, which is better, which is worse. Because I had fried up chicken fetuses and pig meat today for breakfast, and it was amazing. It's funny and ironic, but it's very ironic. It was close what happens. All right. To be honest, KDE is probably my favorite DE. It has been since 2005, but for some reason it just doesn't work well with my system. Snaps, Flatpaks, or app images? Neither of the above. I'm not a fan of any of them. Change my Linux Mint password after creating time shift. When I restore the system, neither passwords works and you can't log in the system. Any ideas? Yes, there was a problem with trying to use time shift to reinstall everything. And it had to be something done on the terminal. You would have to look that up. So do some internet searches related to restoring from Time Machine backup. That's actually why I don't use Time Machine. Like, Time Machine is great for restoring the system, but on Linux, it's just way infinitely easier to just reinstall Linux and drop your home folder back on. So I just make a backup of my home folder. That's all I need to do. There is a solution out there. I don't know what it is because I don't use Time Machine or Time Shift, whatever it is. I don't use either one. You get Cryogen on Linux without editing the source code. I don't know. Eating meat is also healthier. I've got excellent blood values. Yep. Correct. Yeah, it is actually eating the plant substances and all the carbs is what causes all these health problems we have. Eating meat, real saturated animal fats, things like that is what keeps blood glycerides down, which triglycerides is a more important factor than any cholesterol. And cholesterol is not bad so long as the HDL-LDL ratio is more favorable. And I have to look up the exact numbers again. But yeah, eating meat is what does it. Parts of the jungle have been destroyed to grow soya to feed animals for meat production. Yep. No, not eating meat. No, not eating meat is healthier. Not eating meat is not necessarily healthier. There are certainly some differences than that. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, if you want to protect the environment, remove your carbon footprint altogether and just don't eat it. There you go. Okay, Tom knows biology behind human nutrition better than most nutritionists. Well, I mean, that's because I have a bachelor's in biochemistry with a specific emphasis in studying nutritional aspects and a doctorate in toxicology, where, again, I did a lot of research up nutrition. So, yeah, I actually know quite a bit about it. There's a reason. Let's see. I don't mind KDE too much. Settings make me go OCD through the roof. My blood pressure goes up. Yeah, then stay on XFCE or something. Mate can be configured to work with one panel. Look most like Windows. Yep. Actually, Daniel, most Mate's only actually come with one panel. It's Ubuntu that gives you two. Yeah. But yeah, absolutely. Flexibility is good. President Trump needs to sneak attack on the Federal Reserve's bank. Huh. Wow. Wouldn't trust any nutritionist that doesn't have a biology degree. Yeah, well, the problem is, in the United States at least, to get a degree in nutrition, you basically have to go through and parrot everything the USDA says is healthy for you, and that entire industry is exclusively there to sell grain products. A channel called Switch to Your Diet. Well, I have a cooking channel called Home Cooking Hacks where I talk. I mean, I do more recipes over there. Eventually, I'll probably talk more about food and stuff. People don't need meat. As long as you eat eggs and cheese, you'll be fine. No, you do need meat. There's a lot of nutritions in there. Like one thing like vitamin B12 you cannot get from plant sources. Of course, yeah, by saying that eggs and cheese, you can get some of that, but it's way better to get it with the meat sources. Which is why every vegan experiment in scientific literature, in order to pass the Human Review Board Commission, they have to be supplemented with vitamin B12, which adds an automatic bias into any vegan research in the scientific community. I had bacon and eggs and toast for breakfast. I had bacon, eggs, and a grapefruit for breakfast. So I was an equal opportunity murderer. I killed some plants too, you know. Can you use a referenda to point out the direction that use the power fire politicians to enforce them to reciprocate? You don't have to use referenda for individual decisions. The theory on nutrition, simply because it's correct. Yep. Okay, use Mate on Parrot OS, but I prefer GNOME. All right. I don't eat plants. All right. Well, I think we've gotten to the bottom here. Let's go ahead and we'll go ahead and do a kitty cam amazing cuteness wrap up. Then we'll do a final call for comments, and then I'll stick around until the comments dry up. So probably about another 5 minutes or so. Oh boy, kitty. Get it, buddy. Get it. Did you get it? I don't think you got it. You pushed it away, didn't you? There you go. Yep. I'll give you this one too. You want to do one for the other cam? No, we'll do this. We got a good camera angle here. We'll just do this camera. There you go, buddy. Yeah. All right. If any one of these kitty snap, guys want to go ahead and sponsor this channel, they'd be in for it, Right, buddy? Right, buddy? All right? Yeah, who's your good kitty, huh? He's like, yep, got my treats. I'm out of here. Later, y'all. Actually, he's just sitting on that corner. I don't think I like you sitting on that part of the desk, especially since your tail could take out my new kitty cam. Don't take out my new kitty cam. I just bought that one. Yeah, we're way off topic now. Okay. CJ knows how to work the audience. He knows how to use the paw without telling him. Yep. Hello, Mel Gibson. How's it going there? When are you going to be able to make another live stream? My next live stream day will be Wednesday. Wednesday, I think I'll either do 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock p.m. Check the channel Wednesday. So of course I'll be doing a video on Linux Mint Debian Edition for tomorrow, just the basic installation and setup procedures. Monday is Linux Top 5. Tuesday, I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. Wednesday should be a live stream. We tried out Lumina OS from WebOS. I don't have any compatible devices. Just got back from watching someone's YouTube premiere. YouTube premiere sounds like a weird mix of video and live stream. Yeah, it's a pre-recorded video that you're supposed to be able to interact with comments. It seems weird to me. I don't know if I should try them or not. It just seems like a waste to me, but I don't know. Do you recommend Nexus 5 phones? I have a Nexus 5X personally, and I love it. It is cheap. It is good. Now, the downside is it's going to stop getting security updates here later on this month. But at the same time, you know, so what? We've had no security updates on most Android phones most of the time we've ever had Android phones. And it's more about, are you intelligent with the way you use your phone more than it is, does your phone, you know, does your phone have all of the latest updates? So that's my personal take on it. Well, Mint Distro 17.18 won't connect to the internet without updating to read SHA protocols. Really? Huh. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up right here. So thanks for watching. Don't forget, check a look at the links in the description down below. Check out shop.switchedtolinux.com if you want to pick up an amazing hoodie or a mouse pad. I will be doing the giveaway sign-up video later on today. So keep an eye out for that. Take a look at the Patreon page, patreon.com/TomM, that is TOMM, and the other means of help supporting, including the Amazon links and the PayPal donation link. It's available at switchedtolinux.com/support. So thanks for watching, guys, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.